So today we're going to be taking a look at a scenario where Germany has a civil war. Now, as you all know, Germany is a pretty powerful country in modern day. It is located in Central Europe. Its economy is one of the best in the world. And military-wise, it's limited because of what it did in World War II, but it's not necessarily weak. But what if Germany had a civil war? That's what we're going to be taking a look at today. So if you guys do enjoy this scenario, make sure to leave a like on it and subscribe to the channel if you're new. All of the support really helps out the channel as we're going through kind of a slump phase right now. I explained this in the last video. We're not doing good, but we're not doing bad. We're just mediocre. And being mediocre isn't always the best thing, but sometimes it is a good thing. So take it how you will, but showing support is going to help us out nonetheless. So make sure to show said support. So anyway, let's go ahead and jump right into the German Civil War video. All right, so of course we're starting off in Germany because it's about Germany. Go figure. But politics in Germany become very, very interesting. Similar to how the United States is right now, there are three very different political parties with different views, although they're on the same spectrum of the political compass like the United States. But nonetheless, they all disagree on how things should be, and Germany splits into a civil war. We have three factions here. We have the German government, which is the original German government that rules modern day. We have the Eastern German unification thingamajiggy. They are the more economical side of Germany because, you know, Frankfurt is the economical capital of Germany. And then down south here, we have the Southern German front, or Bavaria, because that's the area that it takes up. So it's going to look something like this, with the Western Germans going up against the German government. Of course, this is the main civil war, and then Bavaria is just kind of doing its own thing. Also earlier, I think I called this East Germany. Just ignore it. Just ignore it. Trust me, I know, I'm stupid. But the fighting is now going to begin. The German government is going to be on the defensive here, and they're going to go kind of like whiny a little bit. They're going to start to beg for foreign aid, and that's not going to really set well with some of the Western countries, but nonetheless, they are going to aid them because Germany is one of their allies. Also, very, very important trade partner for the world. Now, the thing is, once again, the economical part of Germany tends to be over here in the West. Of course, there's a lot of important ports right here, which trade with, of course, the rest of Europe and even the Americas. But different countries around Germany are going to take different stances because of multiple reasons. For example, the East was going to be backing Red Germany because Red Germany, well, one, they're red, and two, because they're more economically sound and more like right-leaning. So, you know, they're more focused on a free economy, whereas current day Germany is more focused on kind of a, I don't want to say restricted, but regulated economy. And Bavaria is just doing its thing, so they're not going to get much foreign support, but there's going to be a few countries. You'll see here in a second. But before we get to all that foreign stuff, first, Germany is going to fight itself. The German government makes a plan to go towards Frankfurt and recapture one of their most important cities, if not the most important city. Of course, they want to spearhead down to the city and grab it. Maybe not surprise, but to their, I guess, whoa, didn't expect this. So yeah, surprise. Red Germany puts up a pretty good fight. And yes, I am just going to call this Red Germany. This is the government, and then this is Bavaria, so Red Germany. So much so that they managed to stimulate the government, and from there, no gains are made. Now, Bavaria is going to kind of do its own thing. They're just going to kind of go in here a little bit, maybe a little bit up in here, maybe like incursions over there. They're just trying to chill and just work out something with the German government to get their independence. But of course, in order for that to happen, there has to be a true German government, and right now there's technically two, so they're chilling. Red Germany decides to make an offensive over here in northern Germany in order to take over this entire area, which would be a big blow to the German government because of all these ports which they use to trade with everyone. And of course, you know, losing land also isn't good. So the Red Germans set out and managed to cut Germany off from Germany. This part is technically Denmark, so they're going to take that. And from here, they start to work their way around the north until they are eventually stopped by the Germans because, yeah, your capital's right there. You don't want to lose that. At this point, Bavaria is pushed back by the German government, although they don't make any decision to go ahead and go into Bavaria because they're more focused on not dying right now. Bavaria continues to make gains into Red Germany, and eventually an entire front line is created. All right, it's time to take a look at foreign opinions. So looking at this map here, we can see that the world is pretty divided, as always. The United States, Canada, the UK, and France all support the German government, whereas we have Russia, Turkey, and this guy, Belarus, they are supporting Red Germany. Czechia and Austria are going to support Bavaria, and other countries around the world try to stay neutral, especially China, who, you know, they're not on too horrible terms with the actual German government in real life, but Red Germany, of course, is more economic opportunity, but they just say, you know what, no opinion. Now, of course, Turkey is the wild card of NATO, as we all know, and as I discussed before in my other videos. So here they're going to side with the German rebellion as opposed to their ally, Germany. Russia and Belarus, of course, are going to support this guy because screw the West. And of course, Germany's actual allies are going to support them. These guys right here have more so to do with culture and language as opposed to actual like relations. So Austria and this guy, they're similar. Switzerland will also technically be on Bavaria's side, I believe, because the German that is there, I think, is Southern German. Well, it's Swiss German, but it's more similar to Bavarian. If I'm wrong on that, correct me, scold me. But yeah, this is happening. So that doesn't necessarily mean anyone is in the war. It's just showing off who supports who. Meanwhile, back on the front line, the German government is on the move. They managed to break through the red team's front line and now start to head towards Frankfurt until eventually they are just north of the city. Meanwhile, the red team manages to push further across the northern German coast and eventually cuts off Germany from the sea. Red Germany manages to push back Bavaria, so much so that they lose their northern advance. They do work back the German push towards Frankfurt a little bit, but only in the areas which aren't even close to the city. So at this point, it's who can snatch each other's capital first. So if Germany, or the government, can capture Frankfurt first, they're probably going to win. If the red team can capture Berlin, they're probably going to win. All right, so go into the comments and tell me who you think is going to win right now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It was the red team. You knew that because I put my cursor over here. So red Germany manages to capture Berlin and the German government starts to fall. Their advance into red territory is called back as they are ordered to defend mainland Germany, but due to a lot of things such as logistics and poor leadership, that doesn't really work out. But this video would be way too short if it ended there. Oh, would you look who's here to save the day? It's France and Britain. Great. So France and the UK joined the war on the side of the German government in order to topple over the red team and prevent Germany from going too far right. This video is becoming political. That's not good. French and British troops enter into Germany and start to meet up and fight with red team troops. Now the red team, they did put a defense on this border, although it wasn't much because they were using those troops to fight off the Germans from trying to get to Frankfurt. But nonetheless, the French have penetrated and they are now going into German territory. They also cross over into Bavarian territory, which is going to be a breaking point for one side of this war, aka the green team, which is now officially a team. Austria and Czechia join the war on the side of Bavaria. This video isn't supposed to be realistic, by the way, if you couldn't tell. But the entourage of French and British troops is going to be a problem for everybody. So as the French somehow manage to invade the Alps, Russia, Turkey, and Belarus create an agreement in which they send over volunteers, equipment, and so to the red team. Basically, it's like a Cold War, except there's more direct involvement. That means the UK and France. And also, just for your information, the US and Canada have not joined this war. They don't have enough support to join the war. Not enough reason. They're pretty divided themselves, so they don't want to get in on any of that. What am I talking about? France is also pretty divided right now. So with the flow of equipment and troops into red Germany now, things are going to get a little bit interesting. Bavaria and the green team make an agreement with the red team to not invade each other and to instead stand up against the blue team. With this, green team troops enter in from the south and wipe out the rest of blue Germany. Ouch. Except not really ouch because blue Germany exists still. With this, a control zone agreement is met in which Berlin is effectively split into two, similar to how Berlin was split in World War II, and of course the entire country itself. So the green team will control this for now and the red team will control this for now. That just makes it easier for both sides to organize and go up against these guys. Speaking of these guys, Frankfurt is now blue team. Not good for the red team. And as the blue team gets closer and closer to victory, something happens. Well, first of all, they get really close to Berlin, but then Poland joins this war on the side of the blue team. That's right, you guys thought I was going to be typical and make another country join the war on the side of the red team to push back the blue team, but the blue team still wins. Yeah, no, blue team just got more support. Poland and Germany, what a relationship. From hell to good to hell to not so good to enemies to okay to enough. Yeah, these two guys, I don't know, man. They're friendly now, but like their history says otherwise. Anyway, Poland effectively joins in on this war, and from here, ouchies. Russia, Belarus, and Turkey refrain from getting involved in this because getting involved with this would mean getting involved with that, and getting involved with that is not fun. Just ask this guy, or this guy, technically, 20 years, ignore the withdrawal, or this guy 100 years ago, or this guy 80 years ago-ish. Don't ask this guy. He knows too much. Or this guy. So basically, red team is pretty much screwed. Bavaria might be able to... Nah, who am I kidding? They're screwed. Polish troops flood into Czechia, capture their capital, which leads to their capitulation. As Berlin is recaptured, the red team starts to flee to Denmark because Denmark believes that they're going to get this land for some reason. Yeah, I don't know. The Danish are weird like that. They did make Lego though, so that's cool. Red Germany split into 3, and from here, they all fall and surrender. Now it's just Bavaria who gets wiped out, and eventually leads to it just being Austria who is going to surrender. And just like that, the blue team has won this war. So take a look at these borders. All right, so in this peace treaty here, obviously not too much is going to be happening because it was a civil war, which means there aren't going to be too many border changes. Like if we look at the Civil War in the United States, there was no border changes except within like the states, with West Virginia splitting off from Virginia. So Germany is going to retain itself. It's not going to give any land over to Denmark, as they were promised by the red team, which makes them kind of mad. We have Germany taking over Sudetenland. We have them taking over a chunk of Austria. Now the problem with that is that it kind of violates the Treaty of Paris, and you know, Germany's not allowed to annex Austria, but they just kind of did, so that's a loophole, I guess. Poland will take a little bit out of Czechia, not too much though, and Czechia itself is probably crippled, so we could see Czechoslovakia, or we could see Czechia Austria, which I don't think that would work out, or you know, we just see the straight up reunification of Austria-Hungary. The future is yours to decide. So that is going to do it for today's video. I need to restudy the English language. Just ask Jaden, the guy who's editing this video. He's probably had to cut out me like repeating stuff a lot, right, Jaden? So if you guys did enjoy this video, make sure to leave a like on it and subscribe to the channel if you're new. If you want to see more of these Civil War videos, I did one in the past, which was the United States Civil War video. I intended on making it a series, but I never actually got back to it. So if you want to see more of it, let me know, because this is a pretty fun idea and I'm willing to do more of it. But of course, it's all dependent on you. If you don't like it, of course, I'm not going to do it. Yeah, give me support, because support's cool. That's basically what I'm saying. Once again, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. And of course, thank you to all the super fans. This includes Patrick Clauser, Yo Moma Moma, Texan Cowboy Cheese, Kylie Speaks Plays, Poland Country Ball, Dimitri, DW Cool Dude, Nevada Garbage Trucks, Yakko, Soviet Ball, and Serminator. Once again, thank you guys.